Hello. Recently, and by recently I mean like a month ago, I decided that I'm gonna be a game developer. So I started making a game. It was supposed to be like a horror FPS type of thing. I've chose FPS because it must be like the easiest thing to make. I mean, you literally just walk and shoot. There's nothing complicated about that. And it's gonna be a horror because horrors are usually dark, so it's gonna be easier to hide my lack of artistic skills. But knowing what I want to make, now I have to figure out how to make it. My only experience in making games was installing Unity like 5 years ago. So, how to make video games? And I don't really know, but some people would use graphics engine like Unity or Unreal Engine or something else, but I don't know how to use any of them, and I don't need any of them if I can make my own engine. And that's not even the dumbest decision I made in this project. But without a graphics engine, you need a graphics API to talk to graphics card to make graphics, and there are many out there. I mean, I know about 3. My first choice was obviously OpenGL because it's the oldest one, and like there are tons of tutorials on OpenGL, but unfortunately it wasn't really for me. I don't know why, I just didn't know what I'm doing, to be honest. Second option was directx, but I really hate Microsoft, so I had to decide against it. So the final option was Vulkan. And apparently some computer experts are saying that Vulkan is not the best choice for beginner like me. And they are probably right. Sometimes I think I'm sabotaging my own projects on purpose by making those dumb decisions. I could just use OpenGL and not have to deal with all this debugging, but after many weeks of debugging, troubleshooting and stealing code from tutorials, I finally made a working renderer. And working is a strong word. I mean, it doesn't crash usually, but I'll be worried about this in future. Then I wrote some model loading and camera code. It didn't work in the beginning, but I stole some code from GLM library and it just magically fixed it. And then it was time to take a break from programming and make some 3D models. I thought it's gonna be easy and relaxing experience, but it wasn't. It was worse than getting Vulkan to work. For example, I found this tutorial on YouTube where someone was showing how to make a tree in 1 minute. I followed it and making branches took me half an hour, and in the end it looked like an exploded tank barrel. After all, I just end up using this sapling add-on in Blender. And to be honest, I don't really like these trees. They look fine from far away, but I would like to make my own. They also have a lot of triangles. It's not an issue when there's only 20, but when I wanted 100, for example, it would lag a lot, I believe. If my game wasn't crashing every time I want to display more than 50 objects, of course. Modeling streetlight went much better though. I mean, I still suck at this, but at least I finished the model this time. I tried recreating those old concrete poles that you can usually find in the forests. At least in my country, I don't know if they are built somewhere else. For some reason I really like how they look, like they are old and ugly, and I think they fit this horror thing pretty well. And obviously all of the textures are stolen from the internet. Like, I don't know how to make them. I just shamelessly stole the first thing I saw. I don't even know what websites I get them from. Like, I just googled like grass texture or something like that and just downloaded a first image from Google Images. I think the best model I made was this road because it's literally just a default cube but squished a bit. So this is basically where my modeling skills are currently. But maybe I will make better in future, I hope. Now, having these models, I can create a scene so I can get a picture how the game might look like and to take a screenshot for a thumbnail. So this is how it looked like at the time, and you probably see what's wrong with it. I mean, there's no shadows, and shadows are pretty tricky, pretty difficult, I would say, especially for me because I never made a shader on my own. So there are many ways to make shadows, like shadow maps or even ray tracing, but I wouldn't be able to do this on time if I wanted to make ray tracing, to be honest. So what I did was just to make like a simple function that calculates distance between vertex and light source and then just makes it darker if it's farther away, like the most simple thing I could think of. And this is how it looks like, but have in mind that it's literally my first time making shader on my own, so I promise I'll make better, but for now this is how it is. And even though this shader is so simple, it suddenly just added so much depth to the image. I'm glad I tried to make this. I mean, it could be better, but it's a big difference from what was previously. So this is where I am currently, and I would like to make another update in like 2 weeks maybe. I don't think I will make it in time, but I'm aiming for 2 weeks. So if you want to see it, you can subscribe or something, and that's all. Thank you. Bye.